What's going on, everybody? Trey Lewellen here. What I want to show you is, what does this picture frame have to do with your freaking life? What does that have to do with my life? That's what's crazy. So here's the deal, is I was an insurance agent 5 years ago. Now I own a few companies, a coaching company, and I own a guns and ammunition company, which is really cool. But the craziest thing is 5 years ago, I was an insurance agent, and I was making $60,000 a year. And I had the opportunity to take this class. It's called Bold. And it's so cool because I was going to Bold, put on by Keller Williams, and I was going to Bold to take advantage of meeting real estate agents. That's right. So I was an insurance agent. I was looking for leads. I was looking for referrals. So why not go in this class called Bold, which housed like 200 real estate agents in our area. And what I didn't know, though, was I was not in that room to meet real estate agents. I was in that room, or that room had me in it to actually change my life. And I'm going to show you here in a minute what that picture frame is, because it just absolutely blows my mind once I found it 3 years later. But inside Bold, it was a 7-day course, once a week, over the next month and a half or 2 months, whatever it was. And it really brought ambition out of me, which is pretty crazy. So here's the deal. Let me show you what I wrote down on this thing. So this was I got a binder, and we had to write things down. This was under material possessions. And on the top here, I wrote, anything is possible. How funny is that? So I was making, get this, $60,000 a year doing this. And what I'm about to read was impossible. The lady said, money isn't anything. You can have whatever you want. Just basically write down whatever you can imagine. And this is kind of where the title comes from, is how people who want to win in life create their life. But I didn't know I was creating my life. I thought I was just giggling things. And it just shows the power of writing things down. So let me just write what I wrote down on this. It said, anything is possible, exclamation point. And it says, I will, because I go against, someday, or everybody talks about, having it. So I will. My first line is, own or lease a private jet. I will have no payments on autos or home. I will be self-insured. I will have a personal chef. I will travel once a month to discover the world. I will drive Infinities, and I will have my own health. And then, of course, we kind of starred which ones we like. So anyways, I wrote this thing down, and I wasn't even making 60 grand to be real frank. I was making 60 grand a year, and then I had overhead on top of that. I had assistant, and I was probably bringing home maybe 2 grand a month. Like, it was nothing. I was living on like ramen noodles being an insurance agent, which is cool. So saying all this, personal chef, being self-insured, flying a private jet, no, it's not possible, right? In my mind, I'm saying this as I'm writing it down, but she says write it down, so I did. And close the booklet, class ends, 2 weeks later, I go on being an insurance agent. And as time happens, I actually, got into business with my brother. I quit the insurance field. We got into selling t-shirts online. We got into this online game. Like, what is that all about? And we moved into an office 3 years later after this. This was done in, actually has the date on it. It was 2012. So I see this booklet. I'm like, oh, that booklet. I was like, that's got some good scripts in it. So I'm just kind of thumbing through it, and this page pops up. And this is 3 years later, by the way. I'm looking at what the bullet points that I've written down. And slowly but surely, I'm going through each one. And I'm like, holy smokes, I did that. I did that. I did that. And ironically, all 7 of the bullets that I had written down, I'd achieved. What's funny or ironic is that, one, I forgot about this piece of paper. Totally forgot about it. I also forgot about everything I wrote on it. Didn't have it in another book. I didn't have it on a wall. I didn't have it anywhere. But I think where it really was my self-conscious. Is I had vision. I had no clue how this was going to happen. I didn't know if it was going to happen, right? I was laughing. I wrote down anything is possible, which is kind of funny. But finding it 3 years later and saying that it's all been checked off, one, I should have dreamed bigger, right? Whoops. Secondly, is it shows the power of what you want. All you have to do is write it down. As simple as it is, we don't do it. I actually forget to do it here and there. So this is my tidbit for pain versus pleasure, because some days it's painful to write down your goals, right? To kind of take the time out of the day, to take 5 minutes to go a little bit and say, hey, you know what? I'm just going to write down my goals. I'm going to see what my belief systems are. I'm going to see where my quality of life is. And that really comes down to, the quality of your life depends on the quality of questions you ask yourself. So in belief of this now, right, I framed it. Can you tell how that's a powerful piece? Because when something inspires me so much, even myself, and writing things down, I got to frame it, because it's like, holy smokes, that's amazing. So hopefully you guys have stuff that's happening for you. Because that was what, 5 or 6 years ago, 2012. Now it's 2018. But then I haven't written goals down like that in a long time, right? I've just been hustling. And so I wanted to recreate what I created 5 years ago. It took me 5 years to do this. So I want to have you join me doing this, because it's absolutely phenomenal. But basically look at, what is it? What is it that you want financially? What is it that you want of things? Like, what are the things that you want? What do you want relationship-wise? What do you want personal-wise? What do you want health-wise? What do you want? Relationship-wise can be your spouse or your girlfriend. It could also be with your kids. It could also be with religion, with God, which is pretty cool. So maybe you can do both of those. But so what I did was, maybe you guys saw the post I put out the night of New Year's Eve, is I started really streamlining my goals. Like, where do we want to go? Where do I want to be? What do I want to do? What do I want to create? And then over the last 7 days, I've been really working hard on creating a master big piece of craziness. So this is going to be intense. This is basically goals of manifestation, pretty much, because they're not realities yet, but are they, right? So the big thing is looking at, okay, what are my thing goals? What do I want as things? Do I want to own an island? Do I want to build a church? Do I want to travel? Do I want to own a jet or lease a jet? Do I want to create an entrepreneurial college? Things like that, right? Or it's free. What's financial goals? What are just possibility goals? So basically, I want to look at you guys and say, you know what? I'm doing this. Why don't we do it together? And that's the thing that we can put together. Guess what? We're only a couple days away from February, which is cool. And that just shows that we are 7% done with the year already of 2018. So it's time to get on that saddle, because it's time to win. I put a post a couple days ago. It said, I was born for 2018, and I hope you were too, because this is what we're about to do. We're going to put our goals together, and who knows? 1 year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, you'll look back, you'll find that piece of paper hidden in a book somewhere, or maybe it's something framed on your wall that you look at every day. And those goals, those ideas, those concepts, those opportunities come true. All you got to do is, what I found, is write it down and think about it, manifest it, and it'll be there. Guys, my name is Trey Lewellen. Share this with somebody who needs to hear it beyond yourself, right? This is bigger than you. This is bigger than me. It's all about goal setting and making big things happen. So you guys have a great rest of the day. This is pain versus pleasure for today. Have a great rest of the week. Make it big. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.